Welcome to episode 3 of My Swim TV. So today we're going to talk a little bit about breathing and how you should use your own natural rhythm to find the times when you need to breathe during your strokes. So one thing when I was growing up, when I was swimming, everyone always talked about bilateral breathing and making sure you breathe every 2 in butterfly and different things of that nature. The problem with this is that it never followed a swimmer's natural rhythm in the water. Nowadays, with some of the coaches I've worked with, my own thoughts on the matter is swimmers need to find their natural rhythm when to breathe. So especially, say, in butterfly, if you look at some of the best swimmers, like Michael Phelps or Ryan Lochte, especially Phelps, he breathes every single stroke in fly. Right? What he manages to do, though, is he saves energy by not coming too far out of the water. And this is the struggle that most swimmers have, is that if they're holding their breath too long or expending too much energy during a race, they tend to then over-exaggerate the breath. Make sure when you're finding your rhythm in terms of breathing, you're using it in a way that's going to save you energy, that you can put more into your kick or your pull or a better turn or even a better start. Focus on those things and the rest will come together. Right? So when you're doing, so let's look at Phelps for example. When he does his butterfly, he doesn't come all the way up here chest high out of the water when he breathes. No matter how tired he is, he always stays nice and low. His chin is always right here. This is the surface of the water, right here. His chin is brushing the surface of the water every single time he breathes in butterfly. So which one do you think is more effective? Do you think breathing all the way up here to take a big breath, or coming in right here? Which one's going to help him keep his energy level up throughout especially his 200 fly? It's going to be breathing right here. Freestyle. So many swimmers, when they take their breath, they come in here and then they feel that they need to turn all the way up. And if they're swimming inside, then they're counting tiles on the ceiling. There's no need for that. Going in and coming all the way up like this expends so much energy. So what I want you to focus on for finding your rhythm is find your rhythm to make sure you breathe only off to the side. Right? So here you are, you just breathe, you're just looking down the lane at the wall or the guy next to you, just right here. That's all you need. That's as much as your turn of your head that you need to do. Breathe, come in, finish your stroke. It should feel natural. You should never feel like you have to force your breath. Every rotation and every movement should follow that natural rhythm that you feel in the water. And swimming's all about feel, all about rhythm. Okay? Strength and speed will come. Find that rhythm. Save energy for breathing. Alright? Don't overextend each breath. Whether it's breaststroke or fly, don't come all the way too high up out of the water. Even breaststrokers nowadays are staying very low. They're coming in and they're cutting forward. If you look at Rebecca Soni, she doesn't come up out of the water too high. But one thing, I always have this biggest pet peeve. One thing I believe in is that no swimmer should ever breathe off of their first or second stroke, coming off a start or in and out of a turn. Every swimmer has worked extremely hard in practice. They've done their breathing techniques, whether it be a pull set of breathing 3, 5, 7, 9, or different drills that your coaches have given you. Every swimmer should be able to hold their breath for at least those 2 strokes off of a wall. So what I mean by that is, when you're coming into your turn, you're at the flags, you at the flags, you take your last breath, you swim in, do your flip turn, swim out by a nice tight streamline, so you're already underwater anyways. Hold that breath, do your dolphin kicks, come up, 1, 2, and then breathe. This will help save even more energy and really help get the benefit of acceleration off of that turn, that power off of that turn. Come in, come out hard, take those 2 breaths, keep your momentum up, finish off the rest of the swim with your natural rhythm. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do whole 25s or even 50s in practice of not breathing, which is something that our coaches, when I was young, used to have us do all the time. You know, there's so much concern and so many talks nowadays about shallow water blackouts. You know, be very cautious of that. If your coaches are asking you to do whole 50s, no breathing, or even 25s, no breathing, you know, be very careful of this. I highly recommend not doing that kind of training unless you're being very closely supervised. You know, if you can, limit down to 3, 5, 7, 9, 9 at the very max of working on breathing techniques and finding that rhythm. But be very cautious of the downfalls of what could happen. All right. Not saying that you can't do it. If you have the lung capacity, if you have the size, if you're an older swimmer, maybe it's a different story. But you younger swimmers, do not try to practice 25s, especially sprint 25s that are no breathers. You can look it up, see some of the talks and some of the situations surrounding shallow water blackouts. I'm not going to get into a lot of that today, but I do want you guys to find that natural rhythm. Don't expend energy you don't need to use trying to breathe. Right? Your breath should be helping give yourself more energy, regenerate your muscles a little bit so that you can push just a little bit harder in your races. Okay? I'd love to hear your thoughts on breathing technique and different things. So leave a comment below. Yeah, right down there. Down. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Leave a comment, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great afternoon.